Okay, so hello, how you doing? The GreenRabbit is here, and I'm here with yet another video in which I'm going to mention 10 perks which I think is the best in Dead by Daylight as a survivor, and this list is basically based on the impact it has on your gameplay and the chance and amount of time you are able to use this to your benefit. Important thing to mention is that the data of the perks is based on their highest level, so the purple one. If you like the video and don't want to miss out any future videos, please consider subscribing, and let's start. So the first one to mention is Iron Will, which is a really strong perk. Basically makes your grunts of pain and moan unable to hear for you and for the other players as well, including the killer. However, there is one killer perk that makes it vulnerable, which is Strider. Against that perk, Iron Will is basically useless. The next perk is Death Hard, which has been a very strong perk since the release of the game. While you are injured, you have the ability to dash forward, so basically touching a hit if the game also agrees to it, and make a ton of distance and even get to nearest pallet. So it's a clutch perk, but a very strong and effective one. Also, the disadvantage is that you can only use it while you are injured, but it's just a small disadvantage, I guess. Next up, we have Decisive Strike, which has been nerfed recently, but it is still the best anti-tunneling perk. After you were unhooked, you have 60 seconds to stun the killer for 5 seconds if they decide to tunnel you. But since the new nerf, if you repair, sabotage or anything like that, it's gonna seize the ability and you are unable to use it. Next up, we have Unbreakable, which activates when you are on the ground, slugged, and you can only use it once, but you are able to fully recover from the dying state and be alive back again. And also there's a 35% bonus speed to recover speed. Sprint Burst is our next perk, which grants you 3 seconds of 150% speed boost. With the help of this perk, you are able to go to a safe place while repairing a gen and the killer is approaching, and you don't need to be injured for it to use, which makes it a very strong exhaustion perk. Next up, we have Kindred, which shows the auras of the survivors all around the map while a teammate or you are hooked, and also the killer's aura in the area of 16 meters of the hook. This is a very strong aura reading ability perk, which can come in clutch when you are playing solo queue and your teammates are not really that helpful as you wish they would be. Next perk is Blur Time, which received a slight buff and nerf, but I consider it a buff. Rather, basically, if you save your teammate of the hook, you grant him a 12-second invulnerability of freak. I can't say that. Invulnerability. Shit, I'm so stupid. Anyway, if the killer hits them in that duration, they are not gonna go to the dying state, but rather they will have to mend and are able to get away from the tunneling killers. Next perk is Spancho, which is an absolute stunner in a 36-meter radius. If the killer is facing your direction, Spancho lights up, and this can be a huge help, especially if you're playing against a stealthy killer or like spirit, since you can see the spirit while phasing, and it can be a huge help. Also, it gives you a 6% speed boost while being active to repair, sabotage and every action, and also a extra 10% chance to skill checks, so you will more likely get skill checks and a 10% reduction of the skill check, the success zone. Okay, next up is Bond, which shows the aura of the survivors in a 36-meter radius. If you are being chased, you can see the auras of your teammates and just not bring the killer there, since we all know how irritating it is to get spotted by the killer who is following our teammate. Last but not least is Life. Life is another exhaustion perk which grants you the same ability as Sprint Burst, but only after if you vault a window or pallet, of course. Doing the dumb attack with this can be a huge fun, and also long wall jungle gyms grant you a infinite amount of distance with this perk, so overall is a very strong and useful perk. So that's it for today. I hope you liked the video, and if you did, please consider subscribing, and thank you for watching.
This is how we do